So as the APPIS 2024 Summit draws to a close, I have to say that the real work starts today, and it's going to continue through APPIS X and the APPIS Innovator Program and all the incredible work that's already happening across many of our countries. In case you missed it or you'd like to revisit any of the summit sessions, all of the recordings from yesterday and today are going to be available on the APPIS website early next month. So please come back and check us out in April. But before we close off our virtual plenary session for the summit, we really want to take a moment to hear from you, from the audience that's been with us over the last couple of days. So on your device, if you can please scan the QR code to join slido.com, and you can enter the number shown on the screen. And once you have entered the app, we'd love you to just take a few minutes to answer one question that you see on the screen here. And the question is, after APPIS Summit 2024, what do you see as the biggest opportunity to address health inequity in your country? And you've got 4 options, and you can fill in more than one, or you can choose more than one. The first one is whether it's around empowering patients through improving health literacy. The second option is collecting and utilizing real-world evidence or patient data to shape healthcare policies. The third option is leveraging technology, AI, healthcare solutions. And finally, forming multi-stakeholder partnerships to address barriers to healthcare access. So if you can take a moment to answer that question, that would be really valuable to us to understand sort of what you're walking away with. But while we're waiting for the results to come through, because we're going to share them right here as the votes come in, I would like to acknowledge my fellow council members that you've seen across the screen. Of course, as I said yesterday in my opening, none of this would have been possible without the effort and the insights and the expertise and the passion and the joy of our council members who've come together to co-create this summit. And actually, I'd like to invite a couple of you to say a few words. I'm looking at who I can see on the screen. Maybe I can start with Rania. Maybe in a few sentences, can you maybe share how you feel about the sessions over the last 2 days?
Absolutely. It has been empowering. Everything is concise and really very powerful. And I would say the word happiness as well, as indicated by the hearts I have seen throughout the presentations. So thank you for the audience, and thank you for everyone taking part of APPIS.
Thanks, Rania. I'm trying to see who else I can randomly choose on the screen. Maybe Meredith. A different question for you. Can you please share one word to describe how you feel about APPIS 2024 and why you chose that word?
That's hard to choose one word. I actually had about 5 words that I'd written down. So if I can indulge me, if I can say united, collaborative, there's a lot of global issues, and I think there's very much a shared vision as far as what we all want to achieve, and we hope to get the same outcome. So I think being united and collaborative, we can aim to do all that.
Yeah, I fully agree. I love that word. I love the words that you've shared. And maybe I have time for one more. Adam, just to balance out from a gender perspective, one word that you would choose to describe the summit over the last 2 days, and maybe a brief reason why?
If I have to limit myself to one word, it would be collaborative. And the reason, as you can see, not just the council members, the speakers, the audience, folks participating in APPIS X, we come from all walks of life, different aspects of healthcare, some academia, like myself, some from the industry, patients themselves, patient organization. And it's just amazing the breadth and the depth of the topics and contents that was discussed. I personally learned a lot. And I will have to say this would not have been possible if not for the wonderful collaboration among every one of us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, Adam. I'm hoping that's given us enough time to see the poll results that you guys have filled in. And I'd love to see sort of the different responses. This is great. and they're still coming in. Clearly, one of the winners here is around the stakeholder partnerships to address barriers to healthcare access. It's at 43%, and I think this really speaks to the spirit behind APPIS, which is really about partnerships. Adam just used the word collaborative. You know, you heard that same sentiment in what Meredith and Rania shared. I mean, if we are really going to address many of the barriers that stand in the way of healthcare access, it takes a village, as we like to say, and that a village of diverse stakeholders, but all with the common goal. So I see that coming in at 40%. But Julie, I think I saw you on the screen last we saw. Any thoughts from your side on these results?
Well, I definitely sit in the real world data camp. I'm very passionate about real world data, and I'm really passionate about making sure that patients know how much power their data has to shape those health policy issues. So definitely I'm in the real world evidence camp.
Right up your alley. Well, good. I mean, it's great to see that feedback. And I there's so much more that I'd like to say and express my gratitude for people being here, but for the audience being here, for the council that you see on this screen who have worked, you know, really a labor of love over the past couple of months to put this together. But maybe I want to hand over to Rod. You know, you've been part of the APPIS Council since its inception in 2021, and you've been our strategic advisor for the second year. So I'd love to hear where you hope we might be by the time we get back together in 2025.
Thanks, Ruth. You know, APPIS has built on that spirit of community and partnerships to help us move forward in other areas of healthcare. Counting these past 2 days, I hope 4 years of learnings from APPIS have surely enhanced our knowledge on health literacy, health policy shaping, and future readiness in terms of technology. I truly hope we can use all of this to further reach our personal North Stars. Personally, it's been a delight to see new faces and hear new voices at each APPIS Summit, helping to push forward our mission of addressing access barriers for patients everywhere. My last hope is that we will see these great, interesting discussions and learnings from APPIS 2024 translate into action, partnerships, and real impact for patients and caregivers. And that, as a community, we continue to share these successes and best practices and knowledge with each other so that we might have a broader impact in our communities. It's been my pleasure, Ruth, all this time.
Thank you so much, Rod. And I couldn't agree more with what you've just shared. You know, we've had hundreds of people joining us over the last 2 days. And as you said, we've heard 40 inspiring speakers and talks across the 3 themes that this council picked out in terms of health literacy, health policy shaping, and future readiness. So really our hope is that each of you that have attended the summit over the past 2 days are going to go away inspired, but also really equipped to have much more important, deeper discussions in your country with your stakeholders. You know, more than anything else, our aspiration is that APPIS will serve as a catalyst to build partnerships and to spark innovative ideas that lead to the kind of solutions that we couldn't come to on our own, and that really continue to ultimately address access barriers and make a huge difference in the outcome of people's lives. So I want to end there. All that remains for me to say is, again, a huge thank you to this council, to all the speakers and the organizers for making APPIS a huge success in 2024. So all we can do is, I guess, wave goodbye since we're virtual. Thank you all so much for joining us.